So there is a recipe for Easter biscuits. There are the Easter biscuits. So it's almost Easter, and I thought, quick, get a video out, make something. So, quickest thing I could come up with is really lovely. Those are the ingredients. Just moving them out of the way. I decided not to use technology. I left my Kenwood mixer in the cupboard. I'm going to do this with a bit of elbow grease. So, softened butter. Please soften it. You'll never be able to do this if you haven't got it sort of at room temperature or a bit cooler perhaps, but at least soft. With the caster sugar. And you've got to basically cream it. And this takes a while. And right now I'm thinking, should I get the mixer out of the cupboard and start again? Like, nope. You've started it now. They'll notice in the editing. So just stick with it. So I'll go over and I get the whisk. I think, okay, let's beat this with a whisk. And then of course it gets stuck in the whisk, doesn't it? So basically you just got to persevere. Or get your mixing machine out and use that. If you've got one of them handheld whisk things, electronic whisks, be really careful. If you put that in there and turn it on, you're going to cover your area with bits of butter and sugar. So you've been warned on that one. But you can see here, look, we're getting there now. Got my spatula back in there. We're just about there, really. Eggs. Right. 1.5 eggs. Well, no, it's not 1.5. I do apologise. It's 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk for this recipe. There you go. I separated it the old traditional. Just pass it between each half of the shell. If you want to do it for your fingers, it's fine, up to you. Or buy a specialist egg separator. Back to the same issues again. You just got to persevere, bash the whisk around, get the stuff to fall out of it. You want to get that smooth before you go to the next stage, which is going to be adding in the flour and the spice. It's the spice that you recognise as being very Eastery. So in this one I've got mixed spice, which has got all sorts of different spices in it. I'm not going to list them because I don't know them. And some cinnamon. A teaspoon of each. So I'm going to use a sieve. That obviously, what it helps it do, it helps distribute the spices into the flour, but also it just in case there's any bits in there that aren't very nice, your sieve will get them out. Now if you're using your mixing machine for this bit, you put it on really slowly when you start mixing it. Very slowly indeed, and perhaps cover the top with a tea towel or something. That's the stage also to put the currants in. I had sultanas in my cupboard and I was thinking, should I just use those? And they're so much bigger than currants, and no, I went, no, you got to do this properly. You need currants. It's up to you if you want to do that. If you've got some old dry fruit and you want to use that instead, your biscuits, you carry on. So once I got it to a certain stage, get your hand in. That's after about a minute of working it. Now the milk in this recipe, it varies, okay? So whatever you do, don't add all of it in. This is looking like it's almost going to come together as it is, just a tiny bit dry, so the milk is there to moisten it. The reasons for variations, who knows? Humidity in the air, the size of the eggs, did you measure everything exactly right? So there are little variations, so I just needed probably about, a teaspoon or 2 of the milk just to bring that together. Once you have got it together, you don't need to overwork it. Recommended you give it a chill down. So that's gone in there. I have had a clean down, and about 10 minutes later I've got this out. Feel free to leave it in the fridge for even longer than that if you like, but if it goes too hard you're going to find it hard to roll. I did need to use quite a lot of flour It was a bit sticky, this dough. That's quite a useful technique to use. Just push down to get it to sort of spread out a bit before you roll. Thickness wise, somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 centimetre. I honestly, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is in inches. 1/8 maybe? Probably a bit bigger than that. No, about 1/8 of an inch probably. Sort of thickness of a pound coin maybe. So keep going, keep rolling until you've got a nice evenly rolled out Easter biscuit dough. Like that. That's looking great. There you go, just if that helps you to get an idea of the size you want. I thought it might. Gonna cut them now. I've got a ring, not a ring, a cutter. I haven't got a fluted one. The ones I see in the shops have got a slightly sort of differently shaped edge, a fluted shape, which look quite nice, but you know, I've got what I've got. And I've got a couple of baking sheets lined with baking parchment. So basically just keep going round, try to get as close to the last one as possible. You're going to maximise the amount of biscuits you get from the first roll and cutting, but the trimmings I will reform, and we're going to have a second roll. I actually haven't counted how many biscuits I've made out of this. I reckon a couple of dozen. It's a good yield. So if you don't want to make as many as that, obviously just half the recipe or quarter the recipe. So I've decided, because I've used a lot of flour to roll, I needed a splash more milk. So I've added about another teaspoon, just to moisten that, so it'll come together so it won't be too crumbly when I roll it. You get the idea. I won't do another re-roll, so all the little bits and trimmings I just added on a tray and baked them like that, and I've had them while I was editing the video. They were very nice. Bake them until they're ready, until they've got a nice golden brown colour. They don't have to be absolutely crispy, they can be ever so slightly soft. You have to judge, and that, I believe, is how you're supposed to eat Easter biscuits, with a lovely cup of tea. You could have coffee if you like, but, you know, that's weird. It's got to be tea. English breakfast tea. And those were lovely, I loved them. Dead easy, nice and simple. Put them together and the family or the kids will be very happy. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. I'll come back to Cookery Lessons yet again. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next video coming soon. Bye!